Is it peak Star Wars? Hey guys, so as we get to this review of Andor, I want to make sure that you're all aware of the Emperor 2 saber that has been released and is a limited edition. All of you guys asked for another Emperor model to be released, but we felt it wouldn't be right for the people who originally got the first 200 for us to make more. Of course, we would love to, but it just didn't feel right. So we made this other version, which I think looks doper. It's black and gold, and it was his second version. So that's on sale right now. You can go and grab it and pre-order it right now on the site. Enjoy this video. A lot to say about it. Andor Season 2 full review. What's up, guys? How are you? Doing this video here, just chilling a little bit right before I go to bed. And I wanted to do my Andor review because I did watch it. Now, originally, I didn't want to comment on the show. Didn't mean I wasn't watching it or anything like that. But as I said in previous videos, I didn't want to comment on the show, make money from the show, review the show online. Because I felt like I had to have a certain opinion. And quite frankly, I disagree with my original statement. I think I've always stayed true to just being myself and saying my opinions. And for some reason, I allowed it to get to me. I think I was just spending too much time indoors and working a little too much. And I was just being soft. It's not going to happen again. At least most likely not. So anyways, the show. Look, the first 3 episodes really put me off. I wasn't into it. I didn't enjoy the whole jungle scene. I felt it was so slow. It was so pointless. It was so just not enjoyable for me. And some of the other scenes that I felt just didn't feel like Star Wars at all. And I just wasn't into it. I didn't want to watch it. I had also seen Tony Gilroy's comments regarding Star Wars and how he wasn't a fan of it and didn't really care for it, and I just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't want to watch it or support it. Weeks went by, and I returned to old lore content, which only the OGs really enjoy, but I'm here for that. I'm here for my entire audience and subscriber base, because at the end of the day, you guys made me who I am and are responsible for this entire thing. And every video had thousands of comments about Andor. You know, like troll comments, hate comments, pleading comments, please watch it, you know, and then I went to Nashville ICC Con, and a lot of you were talking about it, a lot of like face-to-face being like, you know, give it a shot, give it a chance. Heartfelt comments, just not being trolls, just seriously, like, you know, in person. I figured, okay, you know what, man, like, at the end of the day, I'm a man of my community. You guys have got me here, and so I'm going to watch it. And then I'll give my take, and if I still don't like it, then I'll say I don't like it. And of course, the nail in the coffin was Roger Christian telling me that I should watch it. So, I watched it. Episodes, I started at episode 4 because I'd already seen the first 3. Episode 4, slow, boring. 5, slow, boring. 6, slow, boring. 7, changed a bit. Episode 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for me, I know a lot of people are going to say something about this, probably some of the best Disney Star Wars. You know what? After the first 6 films in the Clone Wars, probably some of the best Star Wars I have seen. And it was nothing like the first 3 episodes. It was nothing like the first 6 episodes. But after episode 7, after all the slowness, after all the not feeling like Star Wars, after all of the exposition, shit really started to change. And you really start to see how something so grandiose in the first 3 films, 4, 5, and 6, which affected all of the main characters, and we know it affected the rest of the galaxy, but mainly just focusing on the 3 main characters of Han, Luke, and Leia, and how the Death Star impacted them and how the oppression of the Empire impacted them. We never really got to dive into the little details of the everyday people, of the start of the rebellion. Now, we can argue that George Lucas created the rebellion, the rebels, and all that, and I am a true George Lucas fan. But if I'm to judge this project and to take my hate of, I'd say probably the 90% of Disney projects that they have created that have just made me so disillusioned with Star Wars, if I'm to take that and try to imagine that doesn't exist and judge this fairly as its own standalone thing and connect it into Rogue One, which I feel like was one of Disney's best Star Wars projects, which isn't really saying much, but I feel it was really good. And then connect it into episode 4. I think episode 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of Andor Season 2 was actually really phenomenal. For me, listen, if you guys have been riding with me for a long time and you didn't watch the show, just jump into episode 7 of Season 2. Start right there. I mean, seeing the level of turmoil that the Empire has caused on the first attack public attack of Gorman and their seizing of what they want, right? Because Palpatine's very political. He'll do everything that he can with a smile on his face, and we know this. But when it gets to the point where he needs one thing, which is a mineral from Gorman for the Death Star to complete it for the lasers, at the end of the day, if they're not going to give him what he wants, he's going to take it by force. And to see how the Empire did that, Krennic's involvement, Ben Mendelsohn, who's a brilliant actor, his involvement with all of that, overseeing everything, and who we thought were the higher-ups at the ISB are really just little dogs to him. And if we go above him, we see Tarkin. Krennic is like the little dog. It's a really interesting story. And we see how they manipulate that entire overtaking of Gorman by the Empire doing the first shot and making it look like, when one of the snipers took out one of the Imperials, and making it look like it was a first instigated attack by Gorman, and they're now just protecting themselves and retaliating. It plays into a lot of themes of politics today, and it really shows the level of brutality and what the Empire really is all about, which is themselves. Well, what Palpatine wants, taking what he wants. You either give it to us or we're going to take it by force, and that's always been what the Empire is about. Wow, and now I just realized that rape scene was literally encapsulating that. All right. Okay. I was probably blinded by my hatred of The Acolyte and of a lot of the other Disney projects, and just the sheer annoyance that Disney Star Wars fans have, where you just can't have an opinion other than it was amazing, it was perfect, it was peak. Otherwise, you're racist, sexist, and homophobic, and I hate that. And I think it almost, at this point, it makes us write off so much off the bat because we're so angry and pissed off at this type of behavior and treatment that it doesn't really let us judge things fairly and accordingly to judge each project by itself. And I feel like with Andor Season 2, beyond Episode 7, look, the episodes before Episode 7, in my opinion, are still shit. Boring, lame, not Star Wars. Episode 7 to 12, I feel like it did a fantastic job of not only getting you involved in the characters' lives and their involvement in the start of the real rebellion, but it really painted the whole picture of just how dysfunctional the Empire is when it comes to keeping their shit on lock. The secrets of the Death Star got leaked out. Luther started telling people and yapping away. And how Krennic was so angry that this information got leaked that he then had basically all the colonels lie to create some sort of a fictitious story that Luthen's daughter that he found on that ship, which, by the way, those backstory episodes were great. On episode 10, I believe it was, to say that she's diseased and she's going to spread a disease and she's like a threat to the public or something like that. I think those are really well done. I remember watching it and I was getting messages for work for Theory Sabers. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll answer these later. I want to watch this. And that to me made me really realize that I like this. That this shit is good. I watched the whole thing and I watched it unbiasedly and I liked it. I felt it was really good. I felt it really portrayed this era in Star Wars quite well. I enjoyed the time jumps. I particularly really enjoyed, I think it was episode 9, where Mon Mothma is explaining to the Senate and to the galaxy on air, live. She's like the whistleblower, essentially. She's the one telling everyone that this massacre on Gorman is Palpatine just essentially taking what he wants, and he's not going to stop. And it's just the start of many imperial totalitarian control. And for me, it was quite a moving scene. And then her escaping and Cassian helping her escape. I think the writing was very good, episodes 7 to 12. I think everything was really well done. There's nothing I can say that I didn't like about those episodes. The music, acting, the dialogue, the pacing, I feel like everything was really well done. And if that is due to the fact that there was so much exposition in the jungle episodes, fine. Personally, I don't think so. I think if you are wanting to watch some really good episodes of Star Wars, Disney Star Wars, about the Empire, it's not going to be about Jedi and lightsabers and stuff, and the Force, about the Empire and world building, and giving you a more of a clear understanding of how the Death Star and the Empire and the oppression of the Empire affects everyday people, and the first instance of that on Gorman publicly, and how the galaxy reacts to that, and how the rebellion is starting to spread, and Yavin, you're really going to enjoy this shit. From a prequel, original George Lucas purist, you're really going to enjoy this shit. Forget all the other episodes. Forget season 1, Well, you can watch some of season 1. Season 1 was boring too for me. Oh no! Season 2, episode 1 to 6, boring. Did not like it at all. Fighting to stay awake. 7, 8, dude, like, I can't get over it. Like, it was actually freaking good. You guys know me, man. When I like something, I really like it. When I don't like something, I'll let you know. Nothing more I can really say. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out here. So, if you can get this level of competency and this feel and gravitas and writing and apply it to something with Jedi and the Force and Sith that is true to George Lucas Star Wars, you're going to win some people back and you're going to start making some money. You won't win everybody back, but some people. For some people, it's just far too late, and I might even be one of those. But you know what? I can judge things accordingly. I can disassociate quite well, compartmentalize certain things, projects, events. I recommend episode 7 to 12. Give it a shot. You can even jump to episode 8 if you want. Episode 7, yeah. But you know, it gives you the bit of the warm-up to 8, which was pretty cool. Oh, and all of these dicks who said that it plays into my narrative to hate things. First of all, you're a weekend Star Wars fan, okay? I've been in this game, I've been in this fight my entire life, so don't come at me with that kind of bullshit. If I really wanted to monetize this shit, I would have made videos about Andor until the cows come home. I know what makes money, I know what titles make money, I know what content makes money. If I was trying to do that, I would have never stopped making content about Andor. I skipped the entire thing. No watch parties, no videos, no weekly breakdowns, nothing. I have integrity, and I stuck to it, and I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to cover it. But after you guys braided my ass to watch this, I realized that, look, at the end of the day, these are a lot of my community, the people who got me here, who are requesting for me to watch this. They want me to watch this. They want me to watch it with an open mind, so I did. And you guys weren't wrong. I can see where you were coming from. We're on the same page if we're talking about 7 to 12. So, is it peak Star Wars? I don't think it's peak Star Wars. Peak Star Wars is the first 6 films. That's real Star Wars to me. Is this peak Disney Star Wars? Yes. But besides that, it was very good. There's nothing I can say bad about it. But to say it's peak is a disrespect to the first 6 films, because the peak is the peak. The peak is as high as it can go. And as high as it can go is George Lucas Star Wars. So this can be right below the peak. But it is a great addition to the lore and the start of the rebellion and the explanation of how the Empire and their regime affects everyday people and their lives. And I think it did a beautiful, fantastic job of that. Anyways, this review is like 18 minutes long now. But well deserved for the praise that it's getting and all that. And I don't know how it's doing in terms of views or people watching it. I don't know how it's done. But I can definitely vouch for it. Episodes 7 to 12 are fantastic. So that closes the door on Andor. Next stop, Visions. And then we go to Ahsoka Season 2 and the Mall Show. I'm looking forward to the Mall Show a lot. Can't wait for that. I hope it's good. So, especially with them putting talent in there. But yeah, man, give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, let me know why. But, you know, it turned someone who was literally like disliked Andor, disliked Tony Gilroy's statements, and disliked a lot of the Andor fans who would like just berate the shit out of me for years. Bricks and screws, this and that. I was so turned off, and I was being a little bit of a bitch about it, to be honest. I was just being kind of soft. But sometimes I guess shit gets to me. I was spending too much time inside, and I needed to get outdoors. I work a lot, non-stop working. So, anyways, love you guys. Thanks for pushing me to watch it, and I hope you have a great day. May the Force be with you.